Carnival Cruise Line is raising prices again, plus we have an amazing cruise video to show you. This is your Cruise News Fix. Trends are prevalent in the cruise world, and just days after Norwegian announced increases, Carnival Cruise Line has jumped on the bandwagon. Yesterday, the company announced that they would be adjusting, they say adjusting, and I say raising the prices of their internet and gratuity guidelines for all US and European departures. In a letter sent to guests, check your junk mail, that's where mine was, Carnival's Senior VP of Guest Operations, Sarah Reno, wrote that starting with sailings on January 16th, the internet will go up to $12.75 a day for the social package, $17 per day for the value package, and $18.70 a day for the premium plan. Now, even though these increases are only just a few dollars, remember that's per day. So if you're on a longer cruise, this can really put a dent in your vacation dollars. And on to the gratuities. Now, the suggested amounts for those will be going up by $1.50 per day for both staterooms and suites. This is the second time in less than a year that Carnival has adjusted their gratuity rates. If you remember back in April of 2022, they raised them 50 cents per day. But if you have a sailing coming up and you want to avoid these extra charges, you still have time. Log on to Carnival and click on the My Cruise Manager button to click Reserve Now, and you can lock in these current rates. Carnival also reminded guests that while on board, you're free to go to the guest services and adjust your gratuities at your discretion if you don't feel that the services met your expectations. But I always try to remember that there are a lot of staff on these ships that work hard, that never see the public's eye, and they get a small sliver of that pie. So I focus on tipping extra for great service and leaving the regular gratuities in place. Have you ever adjusted your gratuities on board? And if so, what was the reason? Let us know down in the comments. You know, I've said it before, and it's pretty much inevitable that everything gets more expensive as time goes on. It's inflation, right? And lately it's been out of control. But one thing that remains absolutely free is subscribing to this channel. So let me invite you to do that right now by clicking the red subscribe button right down there, and you can set your notifications so you'll know when we post new videos. I promise you it's worth every penny, you know, because it's free. But kidding aside, we really appreciate it, and it helps us continue making cruise content, so thanks in advance. The Norwegian Prima set sail in 2022 to rave reviews, and I know we're looking forward to sailing on her this summer. And the second Prima class ship, Norwegian Viva, is set to debut this August. Now, she's going to spend her first season sailing over in Europe, and then she'll set sail for her first transatlantic voyage on November 16th. Now, the date hasn't changed, but just about everything else on that itinerary has, including port stops and the final destination. The sailing was originally supposed to spend 2 days at Portuguese ports of call, as well as visit Bermuda before arriving in New York. NCL has notified travel partners and booked guests that the Viva will now just have one stop in Portugal, along with stops in St. Thomas and the Dominican Republic before arriving in Miami. Now, that's quite a change, but luckily NCL has notified everyone involved 11 months ahead of time, so it shouldn't be a big deal to adjust plans. Now, Norwegian didn't give an explanation for the change, but the Viva is scheduled for a 7-night voyage from Miami on December 6th. It's possible that during that window, NCL may have a naming ceremony or sailings for travel partners and media before she sails from her official home port of San Juan on December 15th. The Port of Galveston has been working hard to return to pre-pandemic levels, and according to Port Director and CEO Roger Rees, that mission has been accomplished. Rees said that on December 22nd, the port celebrated its 1 millionth passenger for 2022. That's the first time the port has reached that mark since 2019. 2022 also saw the opening of a $125 million Royal Caribbean cruise terminal. That's the new home of one of the largest ships in the world, Allure of the Seas. They also welcomed back Princess Cruises, with the Ruby Princess home porting there for 16 sailings. And more big things are yet to come to the port. They've spent $32 million on capital projects, and they've begun shore power project discussions with their stakeholders. In December of this year, Carnival Jubilee will join Allure of the Seas as the second mega ship home porting in Galveston. And the port is also in discussions with MSC to develop a 4th cruise terminal, which would accommodate the larger ships that MSC operate. Now, we've sailed out of Galveston a couple of times, and in 2021, when the Carnival Vista became the first ship to return to service from that port, we got a chance to talk to Roger Rees, and he's an awesome guy, and I'm happy for him and all the port's success. Just in case you missed it, yesterday was Alaska's Heritage Day. To celebrate, Holland America Line announced the details of their 2024 Alaska season. It's highlighted by a 28-day Arctic Circle solstice cruise on board the Westerdam. That voyage will sail round trip from Seattle to the Bering Sea on June 9th. That's in time for the summer solstice. Now, the full HAL lineup for 2024 also includes some 14-day voyages and 117 week-long journeys. This enhances the cruise line's position as the leader in Alaska cruising. Stephanie and I cruised Alaska back in 2015, and ever since then, I've been wanting to get back there. So 2024 just might be the year. Okay, I made a promise back at the beginning of the show, and the time has come to deliver. Check out this TikTok video from Punto de Vista de Noti that was posted yesterday. The translated caption reads, "The pool of the Harmony of the Seas cruise ship overflows about 9 stories below after a wave hits the ship. Fortunately, there were no injuries, and after an inspection, the Royal Caribbean cruise ship continued its course to Mexico." Now, I haven't seen anything official on this, and man, that would have had to been a massive wave to rock the ship enough to spill that amount of water. But nevertheless, what an amazing video. Nowadays, with such great cameras in almost everyone's pockets, we often get good video when spontaneous things like that happen. In fact, if you didn't know, we have a pretty sweet TikTok too, with lots of fun cruise videos and a ton of pier runners. And the link for our TikTok is down in the description of this video. Have you ever witnessed something crazy or out of the ordinary on a cruise ship? We'd love to hear about it in the comments, and we'd love even more if you have video of it. You can send those to thecruiseworld@gmail.com or drop them over on our Facebook page, and we'll make sure to share them. And that's your cruise news fix for today. Next up, check out this parody video about a pier runner in Cozumel. It's sort of a cautionary tale. And as always, remember, life is short and cruising is fun.